Yo, assalamualaikum. Al programo sia 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒄𝒆𝒊𝒏 el programo labang kang al 𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒏 kang alasia 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒄𝒄𝒏 nga jalo la misiko laban rek nga tenteng programo la. Please al programo sia 𝒂𝒂𝒃. Wala muto nyati ndesan. Ado diata amanyol soto. Ali wati kilindi nangana volume control bang IGB nga tenteng kacala. Just a moment. Okay, badi ngolu ala barka bake ngal be kontong atul men yalon kalbe jibero la sainte. Programo share lalu menu bina ashela. Programo jibe lalu menu bina jibela ngal be kontong kew manyim majajo aliu jeng ngal be kontong fatu fabre ngal be kontong um, ngalu be kontong kew real sila yaya wali ngal be kontong lamin sise ismaila bajaha ngal be kontong kew fatu fabre amadou kante solo fati kamara seni haruna sise nebeli makalo jamba bubanjai ngal be kontong kew alaji sise thank you fatu seydi lamin dabo ngal be kontong lamin manjang sise mohammed arasanyang sirif sanga lamin juf sata sata jame ismaila chorno sagna lamin juf ngal be kontong kew be meli jekang mantra meli jekang ngal be kontong kiling kiling altola aning al kontong la programo be akumasi la sainteng ko nga fanyameng on my headline imo mo la fake join you can send a request be accept lale nga dum programo nyin kono there are some negative comments that I am not even gonna pay attention to. So let's keep writing. It's your opinion. You can write whatever you wanna write. Just make sure because you don't just insult here because I'm gonna block you once and for all. Wala mu ko me alon ko beta mala men bari ala baraka bage customarily jamin ka dun ka tayi ko non senna patiola alfal be kontong kabonna president bala his excellency lawyer Usainu Numukunda Davo ba kontonna mbe a gratify la andong mbe afalay ko abarka bate pour ka patio nyin kanya ton kaya demand that we will never apologize ka hoko God bless lawyer Usainu Numukunda Davo mbe dualay all the times pour nyin kamala ko simaya jadi kende ya ba ala sa sola hakilo men bala ala se amendi abulo kono ala se amendi nyato ala executive for meluba nokam men ya lon ko ila kamben ya kabrin kapatiola lo wati folo ko bi nyontala be duwala ani wolbe ka je ko fo ala se si mayala ani jati kende yaba te ben kamben membe tema ala se amendi itema na patiola diaspora fana na chairman to yala mboji sedi kan ani ngala entire executive sa wol fana be kontong all the various chapters ni alon ke be diaspora jang ke be kontong itola ani kontong la all the party membership diaspora jang kal be kontong kilin kilin na altola ani al kontong la be duala ko alama momo yalon ke be haju hajito ning haji kendo lo mo alay amafa ning haji kendo atano lo mo ala se sondo mo ni jomfandi ay wo bondi sondo mo ni kono dengina la pati wala founding fathers ol fanana molu men yalon ko walla lo tay sida ni la hakilol fay nyokan kanyim miro soto ko pour ka UDP pati ni kalo ila wolo ni anila wasondo mo ni be duwala wol fadaye men yalon ko mantra balurin bi fo ala seso la jangola sono yala ni la be wato ala ma be kana malo ba fale ko ye pati o men tumbulo kono abijan hansain na alfabe lolu nga nyato abala kato dang beke kan kaje ko patio ye tenten katama woto se duwa wol fana ye fo men yalon ke mantra balori na founding father sol kono fo ala seso jannatul firdaus la ani men yalon ke manke founding father sol ti be duwa le be fo ala se be so jannatul firdaus la ani moto mu mal be mu be men yalon ko bi imantaram fe ala nga dum nakasha ko no sai na topiko na memfuje wala mu nyenti ko liye Gambia banko kan jibe bi ye wuro moy banko dula belaro itata banko karawo karala ika wuro moye to nyalon proteso keta kombole bari tata dulawo dulato technology la musai mobe be la moyro la mobe ba la moy kanka jibe membe ke kan kombo banko kan bi adam barola masakunda la kuoto woy may tandi wolo nyenti ko gambia dingol pareta le prokaje ko kam masakunda nyin ka fale bari ay munefring toli opposition woliye ay munefring tolu gambia dingol ye men yalon ko belorin kaje ko no fali musoto banko kan fali men yalon ko abe mo bele sambala nan ibe ye fali nyin ye benefit bawo modol bi ye wolo abe jarla woli ne hani adam bado tarale fo sanyi keme ay tara man sa yalla banko nyin kan banko e tara ta kan koma modol bi ye wol ba fa sala ngalon ne ko mbenga o fahamle ko modol bi je wol ba fa sala bare men ko mayata jang men yalon ko belo risi wala kaje ko kaje gambia banko ni ay fali ka banko ken do sodo gambia banko kan now what is the message bi nyulla ni ma kan ni ay mention tolie to the opposition parties ay mo message ci fala sen tolie bi ni ajibe across party line man soto ni protest do la nyoto mo bele nata men yalon ko e botnam parti dolto dol botnam parti dolto dol botnam parti dolto melu mamma be ke wala mo moti men yalon ko e beloring adama baro anin ala masakuna koma ngalo nyin keta malu bala fonti gambia bi ninte mo adama baro fonti bi abe fonti la nanne ay nyum molta ay kafuma ani be protesto nyin ke nyola ka jeko e ka kumolu menu dani wala nyindi ko pruti nyaro nyin ay bang tinyaro membe banko kan ay bang ninte mo adama ti mbe moto tala ngabona state house ngana ngani mol joy that is going to be a very brave move for adama baro and adama tandla mo la wala nyiti ko akakata anata the first president me yalon ko a joint protest lalkan men yalon ko they were calling against corruption banko nyin kan ate adam fo la masakunda te fo nada a joint wolkan bari mol men yalon ko manna kasudi yandi wala mu adam baro la masakunda ani mol men yalon ko be adam la masakunda noka mbafola gala protest organized lal yako ya baraka this is what we expect from everybody me yalon ko be gambia to join these people mbenga si ngaje ko ngachalo ke puruka je ka corruption woni tinyaro ani so many other things ay bang na banko ni ay bang kan opposition olu men yalon ko albenta nyinjo yoto bi lafta kadiamu wala ni nyimu dinni wala nyim fonto ye ma kan o men ka gambia bi ka je ko ka daniro ke masa ko da bulo ko anin ka kumandiro ke bulo ko ke samon pour ye nanan ka kayto dila kayto lu men yalon ko kibaro lel bebe ko opposition figo sol benta je bi ani nyata bakele ke beje je wallahi ndaba jibe kan at one point I was very emotional and I asked myself ngam fon nyin kamena wala nyin ko ntolu opposition figo sol men yalon ko benta je ngamune karang ngamune ta as a lesson from this protest today men keta je nkom ko oppositions in the Gambia ninta na party line nka differences ni sort of divergent views because lafta banko pour ka samba nyame fe role men belaring oppositional be bulo kono e fe role fatata la bari akamunta ni fe role be bennan dula kilnot wala mu yiti ko Gambia la kende ya kan banko kendo sodo kamasa kunda kendo ni sodo akedan fe ko bela fe role benna jeloto ibe tariyala nyoti le bago soto la nyadire bari ni opposition na da banko kan na jigo to ko ibe tariyala le pour ka je ko kawo ko ni ka mafa so being a bemo men kinyi joyi moto ay haklo bulandi menna wala nyenti ko ndol opposition ol men yalon ko mebban ko kan na men soto kankilim bayato gambia la kuoto nhamolu kono wala sembo wadata dina mayem fata gambia la development la kuota na policies how we are going to lead gambia to that destined land work fatatale but na love for the country remains the same wala ya sabon ko me ko mandiro ke la kaje ko opposition figo so mandanga non fo wala mo nyenti ko aben jatal la baake le pour no opposition figo so le men ya lon ko adama baro be masakunda for over 9 years now over 8 years coming to 9 years now lin adama baro la masakunda mam molla balu nyanyin ka falin no kanyi nyan adama la masakunda be banko kan for over 8 years imam molla balu nyanyin imani nyandino imam molla balunya nyandino woto way maytandi molla wala nyiti ko adamate gambia di molla balunya nyandino la sanji sey imam balunya fon nyandino même first priority ti adamate bangola balunya nyandila no woto mo kana trasiri gambia yaje ko ya mira ko adama barol be gambia la balunya nyi pour ka nyandi woto oppositional men yaron ko gambia bi anyanna ka ko indol be male ko adama barote gambia la balunya ni ka nyandi no woto opposition o pour ka join adama baro kan with the notion that ko bankola interest lem pour ite join adama baro kan wote ken wala kuti me yalon ka be abe faham la no hani te fam me yalon kay be dun ka kono ata faham la no molu men be koma illa party supporters illa party militants wolbe bataring ite kata e ka dun ku kono ka hoko is in the interest of the country to join Adama Barrow to do what ni ita e join Adama Barrow kan molu be ni kala men ite fam ku kono deep inside member be ku ni kono will you be able to make any positive change nyimbanko la ko nyito nyimasa kundani me yalon ka failed for 8 years masa kundani na koto will you be able to make any positive change nyimasa kundani na koto you can't. You know why? Because Dolla Mansal absolute power. There is no division of power in the government. It is the president who is responsible to appoint and to dismiss any minister. Anybody you worthy of anything. The president he has the authority by sambanam by. What the opposition figure kataye with the notion that in the interest of the country. Ask yourself to do what? What can you effect in that failed institution, in that failed government? Ibe mune falin nan waje. Ibe mune falin nan waje. Ha, ye fon yin ka wala waje. Corruption o men de ke kan Gambia under Adama Barrow's watch for 8 good years. Aman tara talakan fo abe lafakan 24/7. Corruption o be lafakan. The rate of corruption abe lafakan Gambia banko kan. In fact, they are getting bolder and bolder every single day. What I sabu say, we were talking about hundreds of thousands of Gambian dollars. Be ikajalo ko mo kilimo or one particular person 600,000, $1 million, $30 million is the recent scandal, including the Russian oil scandal in which they are bribing some people 600,000 Gambian dollars every single month. And those same people covering National Assembly investigation on your command. Those very people started to visit the Inspector General of the Police. They do not have any evidence against those people. They do not have any evidence against those people. But if you mini tafal to nyakalama, Ujamala Nukunta, Imon Funtino, for being Ipundu Wado Sida. Yim Fanang Tekela Kunya, Mamma Tankalayan. Kuoku Yalonko Yamabu at the Funtin, and those many Alonko were responsible Kajeka Komungoka Mabo. Alimiral Tola, Alimira Samala. Alimiral Tola, Alimira Samara, Kaburo from the Mineral, Baritonia, New Fanon Famole Bellona. But the opposition all Lanyatonko, Libe Albeo Commandelamen. All the opposition leaders in the country consider your dignity ning albe any decision maker, especially when you comes to the coalition formation. Prior to 2026, Alimira Alcoma Labang, Molmen Balcoma, Alimen Bak Kanang, covering many along Kalia La Patio from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago. Think about those people, many alonko, were standing by you all the way up to today. Ibelori Kayeko, ila political activity in Aitamano. Joining any force, Furukajeko, hardship member Bankokan, where continue. It's like you are endorsing that hardship. Meyalonko is a great betrayal to the support base and the party militants. Any opposition figure offensive. And what is important. All the opposition figures together in this protest. And signify we share more in common than the differences that we have. So we can, put aside what differences are. As we come together, join a force, we form a massive and a bigger coalition In 2026, Kaja Komongo to destroy Adama Barrow failed administration. And we save the Gambia. We save the poor Gambians. We save the crying Gambians. Opposition only and let's come together. Let's negotiate. Let's capitalize on women's share in common than a difference only in Mesoto. Na Adama Barrow la Masakunda in our body. This might sound illogical to many, because some opposition figures would not agree. A dependent conversation will block on, and we can do this. But Minala Nyokan and then realistic to ourselves. Limbe coalition or formula. How do we go about it? Nangan coalition or form. Na Adam Barola Masakunda Bon. We near Makamo Gambia. Moment Nankamo from the Aliagel. Hani Muske Baloke Biel. But more many Aloke Mumfuta Noje. Kolea Kamala, Pasote Dolbulu, Kolea Kamala, Nita Ibamuna to La Suokono, Ibina Ibamuna Fanampo, di La Sukono Kola Sama, Wobe Kolea, Sabula Mujama from Fultinoje. But moment Nankamo for just take a look at it. 99.9% of it, Abemo youthful population. What does that signify to you? These are the grade 10 students, grade 9 students, 11, 12, Gambia College, university students. These are the people many along go. They led the protest today. Many along they coma. These are all young kids, young teenagers. Where will they signify? I mean signify we have a failed state, we have a failed nation. But look at those up there, many along the Nyaro. Do they really care about what is happening in the country? The state of affairs, the cost of living in the Gambia. What is not their concern? Well, as Abu Soma even campaigning Kaje Komungo Adambaro Nabe Tenten Alahani Jam in next 30 years, they are going to support him. They are not supporting him because Adama is doing anything better for that country. They are supporting him simply because what they are getting from that administration, that corrupt administration, and they will continue to support Adama Barrow. We have to put aside all the differences that we have and capitalize on the little similarities that we share. Together and form a force. Adama Barrow la masakunda ni kabondi ngam banko ya dati puruka tama. Gambia bedamendo is at standstill. Banko mantarataka. For 8 years now, Banko mantarataka. So need a bit of jam. Himu opposition supporter dollars is different from a UDP supporter. Think about what I am saying. Think about what I am saying. Alfanayala opposition figures all Allah leaders all engage them. Let's talk, let's have a conversation. Najibe, how we can form a grand coalition against Adama Barrow 2026. Adama Masakunda Bondi. Adama Masakunda Purukadambi 2026. Yes, or well, if I imagine if I'm okay, Gambia better stay gelato in the next 4 years. In the next 4 years, all the promises you made are failed up. And in fact, they have been lying to the Gambian people. They have been massively lying to the Gambian people. They have been lying to the Gambian people. Just take a look at all the promises Adaman in Menata, the broken promises, a broken promises. But Adama do not care about those broken promises anymore. But in Bay, the quote can never Amaka succeed. So opposition supporters all many ago, I'll monkey UDP supporters all. Ling atarafo apatata kuodoto. Let's look at banko na najibe mbe banko nyi mbe kafla nyoka nyame na sembota Afrika banko nyi da kabondi. Ndol be nga role soto zemen plero. Be nga role soto zemen plero. Jara mbe takane but malo mune asabu. It's adin malo pare succeed la. So but this is what we need to know. Opposition figures Gambia la kuoto. Ndol nyanna ka jibe le men sankala. Bao nina ta jibe opposition or lumenia longo any political party leader opposition figure ite tata I join the Adama Barrow kan mol be nyin ngala question o menna for deep inside you ibeselo men kan whether it is morally or right to go and join Adama Barrow. Deep inside you, is it morally okay to go and join a system? May alongo is a failed system. Is it morally okay for you to go and join a system that you cannot make any positive impact. You ask yourself that moral question. Because Barrow is going to remain in charge. When you go and join Barrow, fire a minister, fire a director, that's not going to change anything. The truth of the matter is, Barrow is going to remain in charge, and you are going to dance with his tune. You are going to do as he said. So you are not going to change anything. So, but you come to the people with the claim that you are doing this coalition for the interest of the Gambian people and for your party, it's absurd. No one will comprehend that. More don't understand, no. Because Itelakaje is not going to change anything. Look at the opposition figures. 2021 election of many along joined the Adama Barrow for in the interest of the Gambia. Look at what they are doing. And in fact, these are the very people, many along, they joined force with Adama today. The outspoken ones. Look at them today. These are people, many along, they are joining Adama Barrow in the interest of the Gambia. And in fact, they are going to effect some positive changes. So people believe them. We supported them and they joined Adama Barrow. But look at them today. They became laughing stock in the society. You know what? Because the president will have absolute power. That absolute power wouldn't allow anybody. President Mayalongo is in charge of everything. Amendment approved, Memmankala modus operandi is not going to be applicable in that institution. So it's better to do a dignified thing. To come back to the people, you say, okay, you know what? That'll enjoy the news with the intention of changing things, with the intention of seeing if things will change, but nothing has changed. So Gambia will come. People will definitely understand. Come on, yes, definitely. In that case, more understand. Okay, you went to join Adama Barrow with a very good intention. That but since possible, no, you came to the Gambian people. Personally, I'm sure so many reasonable Gambians will understand this. It's normal. So the same failure Gambia it is not going to make any sense for any opposition leader to claim Koikara join Adama Barrow with the intention of Karaka falling positively. It is never going to work, and it's not even applicable. It cannot work. So moral question only begin. I mean moral dilemma begin before you kala nenna. So ajarata ala labang ikun kilin nafa kamala because ikun kilin nafa lam. So ajarata ala ikun kilin nafa kamala. So potential maybe koma. Ibe wurle de la kolor kafla nyokam to support your political career, to support your political vision. You will jump for your personal interest. Now, you join the Adama Barrow, ila supporters will make their coma, but they are going to continue suffering forever. If you join Adama Kam, claiming Quakata join and the Purka Banco in the Mako, Purka Banco in the Falling, it's an impact because still Adama, despite his inefficiency, he is still going to remain in charge. Barrow cannot change anything in the Gambia. 8 years is enough for any government. Yefalin Roke, major parts or major components of la Masakunda Kono, Mola Balunya la Sonia, 8 years Falino. In fact, things are getting worse and worse. Things are getting worse in the Gambia. So for 8 years, Niajibe, the price of basic commodities Benjamin covering Adamakana and in today, look at Abiraka Yamen. It's going against the gradient. 24/7. So that shows to us Gambian people that Barrow cannot change anything. Because culturally, traditionally, and what history taught us, Gambia should be a noto. So you are joining Adama Barrow just to make things better. What can you possibly do? What can you possibly change Adama Barrow? Memmanke Adama interest, NPP la interest, and you know what? Leadership la history Nyatonko songo fe yalo ka be do ko kala wala sabu in the west maka mansa allow no pro ay tentem baki ka wati jamate nya nyatonko la success from a baby la first years of leadership. Now your first years wala musangol sang me nyan ko ka do ko di moy kata nyame ila efficiency yin ka reduce wala nyam ikatara nyatonko ya ko nyame ila efficiency yin kata du makan wala nyam. So ni adamala sanji follow kono aman fenkeno ye amon balu falino corruption of the banko be fala wala sabu kurango be siala lokano jorande sotla simply because of corruption ko dol men nyanda kata lokano wol be kadum mulla jufolel kono ani ila campaign ni la political kono ko dol men yalon ko nyanna ka na businessman ol ka ila fengol men yalon ke bodina banda kawol subsidize banko nyanna ka wol subsidize ni kamala ko wol fana ba wasila banko dimul madda men na wadani wol tala banko ye kodi jama bonde nyamen kawo businessman o lawo subsidize mo la baluda nyamin ka sonia wala nyama bawo to mo da ka sonia wala nyam ni wo mantra ke kam for 8 years what e balo nako that is not part of Adam Barola agenda. That is something me along we should never expect from Barola Masakunda. Look at what he said. Ni anata de mano da agenda how much? $600. Today go to the state Adam Barola. This question. He wouldn't want to hear what you are saying. Alone mulba sabula ka so na puri yafo aba fle ne ko ka nenne aba fle ne ka nenne yani nga wala bi aba fle ne ka nenne why ibo sabala kanna forgetting that aba mole wofo but that is what they are going to claim so you don't have respect for the leadership. Hakel do ko walam opposition diwol men yalon ko albe on fe yudi pin ko lamu e manke yudi pin ko alla nyaton ko ni wala ya claim ko and wala sabu honorable Omar Cisse of GDC fonsa to kuma ndi janga tentu ba par de line dolla ke da nefe jang kande tifa be jang desol kono you know honorable Omar Cisse fonsa tentu bake because a lot la ayay tendi ila pati dingul bela tew ani la patul pati la nyaton ko bela ko wala sono momo ye in Adam Barrow yo force ate Omar Cisse ate fekkalaje bawo Adam Barrow me yalon kay banko be tinya andu ngabe banko tinya kan itolla ini wala coalition o misal be ni wo bekela wote sem falina no Adam la tanya ndunya but ate na wo ko nyin kono. This is what we expect from all the opposition supporters. Nimbe nga woke our leaders are going to fall on the path, right path. Ibesila kan dia ku ya lafta bango ta Adam Rabitana. We can form a grand coalition ka Adam Barrow la masa kunda nyimban. But we must come together. Just look at today. Boldo kumbo men bela bi. Koleala kuoto ibe kumbo men be fo kam bi nyola ñu protest blood. Opposition figures like Dumalekar. Among more carry all the parties I have Belema, Kombele Bentage, I have Belema. So which means Bankola Kolea Mum Bele La Hajori. So how can we join forces Kajeko Kawu Kolea in Kadan? That should be our question, and that work should start today. Esafal and the others were all there. And that is why Esafal and the others, all of us, we must come together Kajeko Mungo to form a coalition. Let's forget about certain issues many are more important. Let's look at na differences ni may along share. We forget difference of mensoro. Na wol fay na concentrate on na kuol many along ko bebe kambe na ge. Wala bankola tanyatu. Tanya may along ko we have a very concrete policy may along ko belola ta purka banko ni samba. Mbe ngalon na ko bebe lafri wala opposition figures. Bakila nyamin wol safada ala tariya nyani wol safada bari mbebe lafri wala. So fonse wolel kan na focus wolel kan na make sure ko benga nanan together. Let's bring everybody on board. Let's discuss among ourselves. Oppositions must come together 2026. Ka Adam Barrow la masakunda nyimbane. We must come together. We must come together because we have no choice. We must come together. Any opposition figure way along with each join the Adam Barrow camp, that is going to be a betrayal to your own consent. It's going to be a betrayal to your support base. Poor people, many along the Gambia, supporting you, contributed their money to finance your political party. It's going to be a betrayal to your own morality. That is going to be a betrayal to your morality. Adam Barrow Kafasa to join Adam Barrow in whatever excuse in him Membinala Gambia will come. It's still not going to change anything because it's all going to mean nothing. It's going to be inapplicable. Adam Barrow he is going to be in charge. Yes, he is very clueless, but Idilataje is not going to change anything. That is not going to change anything because still that clueless man is going to be in charge. He is the one who has the right to appoint you and to dismiss you. Absolute power. That absolute power. How are we going to get rid of that absolute power? wala sabung this new draft constitution anyan na kanale I implement so that the president will only appoint, but that appointment of ministers will only be into effect after the confirmation from the National Assembly. Barola Masakunda, imagine you will these were some of the good recommendations. You may look at draft constitution or you cannot, but they remove all these things simply because they know how useless and clueless ministers are in our various ministerial positions are. How can you appoint somebody they are agriculture American? Apart from that, I'm not saying Minister of Health. Does it make any sense? But you know, when we have this confirmation at the National Assembly, you know, ministers, they are going to be asked, their credibility is going to be scrutinized, their competency is going to be scrutinized. So most of the ministers wouldn't, you know, have been in these ministerial positions. So imagine if ever you come, you won't believe it. Iko hani watakala ni adam baro men londi don wala belol ding ay momo londi ako ni be kala na ministry wala be kala na ministry nasi sinyanjo
Assalamu alaikum kekendo
isama
kekendo mune be kerin ko afo UDP TV&MEDIA ko vi wasole ko mbijanne manta hadi tulato afo ko we will come back fully very soon 2026 bari kekendo mbeten tulambe jayle be doku kendo minna be min fokanteng be topiko min kan nko Adama Barrow is a clueless president. But one thing I must admit, I must say thank you to each and everyone. Milialonko inata galala fenkoto. Yeah, understand. Na chairmanol, na mayol, na mayoresol, na senior rankasol ning MPL ning anybody momondi yalonko dali tata ning fenkoto how to call it how do we call the thing again?
Gala.
Yeah, gala mbafole ko ya baraka bake muso gala team fango ila members all mbafole ko let them stick to ye electoral milsafe ya di individual corporation all ya make so ye min time frame indi la time frame yin kana tambi. It's right time and high time to make sure ko Barrow be daming ayeboje because Barrow manta change la Barrow milbe Barrow dale be mol ko dol sunya la they enriching themselves ye poor people all bula ye farmers all bula it's very disheartening. Kotenke kekendo ebe min fokan concerning about Demba Sabali. Mbafola Demba Sabali yeko Yankuba Dabo yemin fo chairman Yankuba Dabo nga fananji jele mbaten to lambaje la nganto ma fananji jele jara e fayinke be konton mbafole be ko
to ma jele kabenta fo nga ngawara to ma sankara lo
I know nga Mr Kante fananjele how to call it Mohamed Kante ngebe jele mol mil baby ji ani na pabi ringol na UDP pa ringol. To be honest, I am so proud in Ataje Kaita Molako. If an almu banku dingol leti, even though whereas it will muke baleti te sino la suokono, ila dimbayal be bantoto. In Atale drunk purke aiti lako ebe doko mina doku kendo leng, then they went back home. Bari momo nin singe afutandi je mimma afutandi no je mbafala mobe ko. This is a very good move. Ye continue ibe doku kendo minne kana so mole na ye itulol ni me partisan anifenko bari Demba Sabali as a minister of agriculture kekendo Gambia keba nga audio dol moy last week billahi nin keba dia mutale fonta balu fata kama sota be min fango domola ala tiyo ya samba ila fenkoto for how many months e manko do soto e mejo it at a farm la for no good reason ibe do kola e ma soto e manko do soto e bela dimbayal samba la minna e man sonne jola exactly minister le katalo political platform
2024 ma do kula li tiyo mem fango soto.
Yeah.
Doria up the Pugasamba Senegal because Senegal was offering Tio Senegal Basakan Nunda Balera.
But they asked them not to go though. Yeah, for Lenita again. ebe mutalale ebe arrest lale.
Exactly. So you will let your still now okay, man will kodoljo. You may let your 2024.
Bari kekendo I'm not being funny from the 2025 kono. Demba sabali masota be min fola na tata lo Adama Barrow la platform auto. A political rally to demba sabali ka daye la ka foko. Na tara Adama Barrow ma son na tambina o Gambian ol man son puka Adama Barrow lo itolbe yellow bonnale.
Exactly. This is
Ibe yellow bonna Adama Barrow en ba itala Gambia dingol ba itala demba sabali la ko. Na tara te fatal itol fatale. Molbe sirin kabur dal la mbetol batunka. Because now obviously
this is what happened. Niye molu ke dulato. Ika fenya di la form. When you put square peg in a round hole.
Yeah.
Position me along is as important as a ministerial position. Yes, manange and nyine asabung kamba fokanja. This is why Barola wouldn't allow this new draft constitution Purukata without tempering it. Because these ministers were supposed to be subjected into parliamentary scrutiny. Kaja Komunko, yet have parliament, they nominate, then they will go to the parliament.
Yeah.
They will go through parliamentary scrutiny, qualification and either competence in Pruka will scrutinize. Now, people like 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, what I heard, 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 is a community nurse. How can a community nurse go and lead agricultural sector?
My qualification is even more than 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 in terms of care sector. You understand? So what I can the yankuba yakumandi caretaker because at the end of the day, ngalo na momo ni bedokol you are caretaker, but ila caretaker duties ni atare ima fulfill no. You need to lay out from the job.
Yeah.
Understand? But it be sitting je ma ben fen na demba hanala political language akafo nyami salon ne ko nyinga amang political amang clue soto. Ate amera fengo be mu symbole ti fengo be mu nendi role ti fengo be mu horomanta reality. Andum politiko buka ke wanya.
Definitely.
You understand? Demba kalo janga be nonsense so fola moli bi digital lo rally platform moto be cool fola ibe mol nen la politically momo ni diam tay ba Mario Jabela why not ibe political platform mo min to tina lo la ya fo fama solie ko nte de allati o masa no because ngalo ne tapale ole munti ngala ko do tale nga domo nga batara ya domo man son tal dola bintal dola sama that's the hard fact.
Definitely.
Because ngalonde ayal anyanta fulelo ka agriculture a feltale. Ntela palaso nta sambanola binta sambanola sama because I have no clue. Mbedo ko minna. Mbala kododo mbe taxpayers all la kododo mo kanne for nothing. Because obviously how many if you can remember is it year before last or last year? Ye kodo agriculture la budget ya tale for abanta. Iko tiol bijel hanisaya mambano. They took a loan. I think they took a loan of is it 300,000 or 300 million or whatever or 150 million lemba. If I can if my memory can serve me right. Wokodo fanande hanisaya mol mela kodo sotono. Kekendo mimbe hapun kan Gambia is just a mess.
It's very sad.
Gambian government it is a mess. Ma understand why Adama Barrow accept la more million ko be kuriyala be wol cover la munela.
Tisa yara iko jalo simo be lorin for fongo kan.
Thank you for rangoka. Yeah.
You know this is a typical character for African presidents.
Yeah.
Presidents will jale. The much for ini be involved tax scandal kono corruption kono. Molia kalam tabanda mol ma kalam tabanda.
Yeah.
Because if you had that banda, I mean,
yeah, but my problem is government is bigger than everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to.
If you blow that whistle, me along konie ota ko government ye otale everything you take an oath to secrecy. Imanya na sila kasata. Ye kuru ya minke nata tafa findita. You should accept it and honorably apologize to people and relieve yourself from the position.
Sister Yara, if near from Gojibe, places like UK world to America Mafon, like an African Mafon, there is a law coming for whistle blowers law.
Yeah.
whistleblower law.
There is a policy, yeah, a policy in place.
That is a law mental whistleblower so that can protect in case
Yeah.
but in the Gambia, ya ke wala sa corruption wala katra ke kam mum ka fundi ya fo fani da gwado me alon ko masakunda nyenti nyata wala mari boda banko kan ya fo because ni ya fo e ka fo la do ko la you might even be prosecuted for it. You might even be prosecuted for it. Nin corruption wala mo kesi
and the culprit members sunyaro la whistleblower ke minna ko kama war is free.
Exactly.
And doing more and more and more sunyaro.
So you see
that's the problem.
So what I'm going to say, so I mean, just take a look at B. Yeah, it was very, very megafanya delay. Akundano wal battle pruka jibe B nibe protest la dage ba jibe kan. You have people many alonko from all sets of political parties. The is in the how to call it CSOs, Madijo, Bio Songo. You have MC Chan. You have so many people from all
kind of all angles of politics. Yaje kekendo. Wale akinda ntebe mbadi UDP kolbe danela. Banko be damin sign alinga banko jube. Tonyala momondi na interest. Mbe democracy lekono. You have right ilafta momondi na bari alinga ke bunya kang ngake horomo kang alimbe nga ben kankilena.
Yeah.
You understand? Hey, political be caring, cool be caring, mol be fankam fandila, bar nimbe benta political rally kono. Ntol damang lebe nyo embrace land, damang lebe nyo konton land, damang lebe cool kela nyo kang. Politiko mu politiko leti, bari na badi yal, na horomol ni na bunyal, na bunya mol ni na mol milkata. Alinka ne fay moye for no reason. Milbe siri bafala UDP teng, imanke UDP. Bari banko be damin silang Gambia le fanga sulata Gambia dingul la. This is not about a party. This is not about ko. Karibe janne. Mbembadi UDP kol be danila alngana nga kikiling ngata moli nyineng komba usenu ya fo nyamin. Diamo ninko wala bakina la Adama Barrow be bola nyindulato. Wo manke tonyata te bola ji. Ali nga try nga mol nyineng ngena ti patio kono. Nga try nga ta voters card nyineng. Nga try nga mol nyineng ka muru back to Gambia ko tenke kata voting la. Nga make sure na vote nga defend. Bari sign vote defend on ni for drong o kake problem waleti. Ba benni ala nin kilatem.
Men na vote defend na vote ni ba defend na
ni win tam ba defend la up to the last minute.
The IEC batu na midambe mfama sambala state house. Ninga soldier or mentre je ko be snatch la be bondi la je mfama sambala state house. This is what we are.
Keke ndo abuka ke wanya ko. Nga ni ko ba kala wanya ba wa fo ngala ba fo le hana abuka ke wanya de.
Nobody allows this jara. Just take a look at it. Well, make no for kanja. 16. Nobody waited for IEC. 26 spot counting. Nobody.
No, of course our vote we are going to defend it 1,000,000%.
People celebrate.
No doubt about that. Mbeo defend la 1,000,000%.
Exactly.
But in Jebe Dani Rokela minna ko until UDP ding touch one, touch all. Alinga nyod mbe mol Danila. Mbe mol sabarinde temperature be kandiri nyawo nyanding ko. UDP ding ya long ima long. Abe lorin daleto. Aye kodo bonda man kodo bondi abe lorin daleto anene kele tala anene kuol kele. Katu ni man kele fang bari ni era parents sol tara be patio minto. Directly or indirectly if I'm involved tajele. You understand? So mo kana fo kari nyine ke kari man ke kari ketatene kari setatene alinga la nyo kang nga make so ko nin 2026 min kanate easy la andu ngam bulo la nyo kang nga kel nga tarakan killing voice killing hakili killing ngani killing wole be Adama Barrow bondila comme nga ke nyamin 2016 bari nimma woke UDP a chance balance to 2026 and say we know nyame bari be nyimine ba kan ibe mol distract like mol tale ke jole ya ko al nana le kar distract kari ba fala mbijanne benyine kum abe amang important soto ni important o soto election o ye na nga win momo ndete alo ne ko laftala o parti o kono ibe they are potential presidential candidates bari manke no kilinti billahi wallahi talate ni nyala de te Adama be lafiri walla suta tili nae moroje mi yalon ko be kara nyok mutelale every day abakelale UDP ding la alinga nyame alinga nyameng nte mi embanen mi enen nga hakotu yele UDP ko kama Gambia ko kama na na alpha la ko kama UDP alpha la ko kama ni min diata mi ya fa na hajitije you understand momondi lafta minna ya pos momondi lafta minna abar alimbe nga kankilin kana nyoso son kana sonkan kana kele ntebe mol dani la wala la bari at the end of the day momondi be dami ngani yobe mole democracy le ngoti bari alinkana si fonka sonka moliena miliyalon koy malafi UDP le kana bula mol ko ka foko lafta karle la malafi karela lafta karle la malafi UDP la wo monafiki yale ci alinkana songala alimbe nga tara kankiling mind killing hakili killing ngania killing nga na alo Adama Barrow kele because mbenyin ko di bondo min bela mbe fundraising lambe kuol kela bari mbe min ke kan social media abe kuja male talala nya andu manyana accept la nte bulata momonde hakadala mbe yam fo dani le ya understand le ba usen yan kumandi le min hapunta nte mbe focus kan 2026 la.
Very good.
At the end of the day any other thing I couldn't care alinga focus nga mbe nyanta min kelela nkele nyomu minti wole Adama Barrow te anala culprit soul anala dead criminal soul nyanta wolle kelela bari ndamale sin konka nyokele amalo warata nena maje na alpha la UDP alpha la manyana sonna la bi
that's right
ha
barka ba wala sabon biko hada madingo bebe kala kan clientile yebum for I fully believe in that you know no matter what happen UDP will always be UDP
diamo be siari ne mimbe diamu da ye foku molong katin tol bebi na silambe kala kan cliente andung milbe diamu le be kumol fola sama sini Mario be malula UDP nag wole akinante patio nyinga diata nye hani modo ni modo bulata nyole ko be da bulala ji sama sini be malale because nyaabe jelale bital so kekendo mbafola mobe al nga wakilit rong nga focus on the party nga party agenda nga focus on mbe Adama Barrow bondi no la nyami nga focus on na chairmanol na chair ladiesol na chairmanol nga make so ko nga bule noma nge tok nge respect nga lonko ifana liem fanal respect nga lonko momo ni betar la dama te bayno la momo ni be ngani yokono bari kana si social media kanyo wacha nte ba jewol la te mbirindunta UDP ko ngam fallon fa sign ada manyana kela mbe mobe danila ne nte jara sane bulata min kasi dalan tol bulata min kasi dala yitelong bang telem bang any other person mbe yam fo danila nyoy nga continue nga doku oke you understand momo ni sitara dami mbar wota kindala ndam mangal nga bula nyola wota kindala nganyol man tara nyoy lafta min na pour UDP win ni UDP win ta 2026 ankoy hani sulol na sulol ni nyanko kol bebe kala presidential candidate besi president yake nyimbanko ka wokko kelo wole be UDP kan alin kana songala alin nga nyameng
bari mun kol fawol nyafita ngelaw falo
alin nga nyameng kana song min man tara UDP kasi ka fo UDP al nyanta nyine kala na lafta voice la UDP al UDP fenko nyine identity card nyine o ali register alialla ta jusol jo aliena voice total be min fono la UDP kono fo wonte
that's right wala mo sesa ya right
memo be konto nambe mo be tentulam be mo be jayla bari president obe minana anala cabinet nga make sure ngana tax joy to leya nga make sure nga bule la kuol noma bari nda mangal jang man inte da man dal I don't think it's a wise decision 2026 kanale by the time tol ban fankala mutala abatar la nyilbe min be ke ka baro kuriyata le baro molbe bulala baro normale
that's true
ya understand nga nyal na everything be lo nga baro kele for 20 Gambia sanity e muruna Gambia kono nte nga woleje ka baro kele ka ita baro la ko ala molbe kuriya min na government kono amanya na kela dami yalon ko kuriyal bije nga make so nga jube kuriyal be dawodan ne nga be fintinde bandot nga politiko ke nga na party o wafi nga na presidential candidate o wafi nte nga woleje mbal tentula mbal jayla stake kendo e fana be doku kendo minna be tentula be jayla benna boss kontona fode jawla mba kontona mba fala e kala doku o beteata mba tentula mba fala e ko alinga continue alnga unity ta nga sabati ndamangal tema.
Yes.
Yeah, understand. Alinga make sure let's call for unity. Ba usenu fangay be on the news. Akonga unity commandinga make sure. Ni mantara kankiling kelobe koleala. Ni ndol beten. Anu ikasi nkamira kondamangal mu enemy. We are not enemy. Alinga seeing a focus on 2026. Nga make sure ko media is very very powerful. Many mimbele te mol nyaka jele. Alinga focus anu fanang. Mimuna main problem oti that's Adama Barrow ni wolem kele nyoti ni wole nyanta kele bal be kontona any platform UDP platform mbe mo be kontona mbe tento la mbe jayla we have to start and start doing programs na supporter soul na viewer soul mbafole ko na fan soul mbafole ko I am still here, I am coming back very soon. So
Yeah.
UDP TV and media will get going. Mbalbe kontona ala baraka. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. Abaraka bake. Thank you. Wala mo na sister di jaray. Abaraka bake. It's always a pleasure kaye ko you know to join yelok mulfo. Randile Adama modu jere. Adama. No, kana worry. Yagele ni UDP masakunda nata. UDP masakunda. Walanto anything akata femo fenti. Be badi munkolu nya fitala de. Aku akan balafa bagel barakan akan stress la fanade kaje ko yalla tarakito no busal bloko no kata kanyin yim fali balu yim fali falo nunkru lo kesa make di yalla je wode wembalo fa bagel bari yalla Allah mul fana muka mo moy ni mol be diam la to la molie imu gaddan kuro kede ibe ko do mandi intili ni la drog ila faka fa mo fenki je iba kenol ila faka fa mo fenki je ba kenol ni wanda mo se tarakito ta mol bloko no ika som wal ka falo dile ka fo ko taraki da clean nyenti ye fali nandi la so yede ka fali nani ge taraki do we ke fe ko mu clean neti falo mu nani let ñina problem moti ñina keta problem moti c'est ça sali mas sali kana no mo ide nyaga sin no ko ma ko abdu ha ko ben ni subhanallah. You don't get a problem with it, but Maho, sister Salita Daddy, getting up, battle daddy. I don't daddy. Get over town, you know. So, but on a serious note, please, you know, problem with it. Let's make sure efforts all kafubang. Alimbe nga make sure opposition supporters from any political party alinga yo engage bang. Inter-party dialogue nga katabang nga fenga. Gambia may understand this 2026. Let us not give chance to any opposition figure may excuse the Dilamola to go and support our enemy against the wishes of the Gambian people, against Gambian people on a dream, because supporting Adama Barrow is like you are literally killing Gambian on a dream. To have a better living standard, to have a better living condition, to have some social amenities like access to health, good health. But opposition we must hold our opposition leaders accountable on actions, even on our very selves behalf, on our very behalf. Because Nicaragua joined Adama Barrow, assuming they are saying, this is in the interest of the Gambia. But joining Adama Barrow, knowing fully well that he joined Adama Barrow in Menkang, join Adama Barrow on a coalition or whatsoever, you cannot make any positive impact. You cannot change anything. Adam Barrow he might be clueless, but still that clueless man is going to be in charge. Until he writes so, he has that maximum power to appoint and to dismiss anybody mediator. Until what I feel like Kabimenkala Ayake. Well, opposition political figures. Let's come together. Let's come together. Nga coalition ba form ka Adam Barrow la masakunda bondi and save the Gambia from the looming catastrophe me along kabe Gambia banko walinka Congo man bete anu Congo na de banko yagel Congo na binara amugana mansala watu le manso me along ka is very aggressive de akana mansala la watu la mansa me along ko ala fahamu is literally almost 0% IQ Adam Barrow ba walanya yagel abe Gambia samba kanyame abe Gambia sumukunde kanne como dino la reñilona abe Gambia sumuku kanne wolo menyenti ko ate be Gambia samba kande rek anyan nakata nyame kakata wala nyam fabita la labongo nyim fabita bula la jolo kono fabita sella konko la kambang amman wo belo ate kay ba samba kande nyin kamala ko ke jigo ala bulo kono ala warata ya gel ndari be sini mba ko nyame ndeng ala warata skeno mba Adam Barrow ma nyim bonida adama ning adunta bunko na ka wala fo ala warata skeno ala te Gambia te ila bulo kono because there is no plan, there is no policy. Kodo menkana akana nyameng akadung wala nyama. Ali Baba ni 12 thief sol na minister 12 thief sol ani Ali Baba fam. Ning ko do na wala katala nyo timal. Wala sabu corruption is literally legalized in Adama Barrow Masakunda because look at what is happening. Look, ning ayatra nunko even a minimal effort. Adama Barrow be wala kang in fight against corruption in Alamas Akunda Kono. Today, the level of corruption will be abe escalate kanyamen wouldn't have been at that level. But there is no any effort. Member corruption on can mitigate Adam Barrow Masakunda Kono. In the contrary, Adama Barrow is endorsing that corrupt practices. Adama Barrow is, paying for those corrupt practices. Well, asabu, he will, gratify anybody. Menu double running corruption on you sometimes a bit transfer from one department to the other. But think of it. Moment yalonko if I corruption okay. Why are you transferring that person to another institution of a similar standard? It has some to go and lead that institution. And we are sitting here wondering why everywhere in the Gambia, including our local governments, corruption will be fighting gay. Because someone will be being appointed by the government. The local government, the local councils, the mayors and the chairmen, well, they will buy the no. But if it are nyadi le, ibe sumota la ka bondi yang kasam bajang. Ibe sunya ro ni kay ba kele kan na fay ba fasa kan ne. Bo may sunya ro ke jang ibate ma ko kan bang ka sunyari sembo ni ka wonan di bang because ate silan na ko de ko monko sunya ro ku jawleti. Literally, this is just like telling me go and be careful a little bit. So and again, gala crew kalbe tentu kalbe jai. All the walks of life, many alonko bebenta gala bi kamo be tentu kamo be jai. I signal or mention wolo nyentiko. Ning anytime unity surround the Maltema as Gambians, we will always make a big force. Ninga sembo soro kambeng soro nda malu tema be sembo soro la mialo ka sembo wata bake and what sembo lo waroni wala mun na pawati. That is people's power, and that is what is going to effect that change in 2026. Wala ya sabu that conversation of forming that grand coalition, including all the CESOs and everyone minialo being independent in your own thoughts. Anna being a joint nyoka, na grand coalition on form against Adama Barrow, corrupt, dilapidated, failed, shameful institution, Bolanto government, na bonding 2026. Ibaja la consent na banko nyinta, na mola balunya nga faling, banko la kole ya membege, nsengkutun wala sa faling no nyame, na social fabric sol meni aloka, be kuntu tale, sa dati, wala sa bi ning alia jibe nga misigo mempele na jam. Cultural music, it has a connotation. I mean in sort of most important part of our life is missing in the Gambia. Wala mun na social fabrics ti. Na sanawiyan na nyoya. Gambia bi niya mo fon yay. Wallahi aka kamfay kamala fe magala be kala nyame. Aka kamfay kamala fe mala be kala nyame. No. But na social fabrics, what I more social fabrics, is a kamfan nyawunya ni nyam. Inim meye bantarile, inim meye sana uyasoro. Ninga diamute hanninga muna foye ite hangile kamfa. Niftara kebal kang alfal kang ikafo na kwete kungo mamfa. Nyimui faleti. Hani siya dati sabu ko fala ma. You get to accept that. Wala sabu Gambia diata. Na traditional kono. But that social fabrics be I have better tinya. I have better than you. Look at the hypocrisy Adama Barrow mendundi. For instance, Sarakule Nimbadi Bunko Tema. Look at that hypocrisy I mendundi. Politically, Ajibe I mendundi and that Adama Barrow will bear for. Everything was catalyzed by Adama Barrow. But it is our responsibilities. Some of our cultures, many are very impactful positively in our lives and our society. We bring those things back, but we cannot bring those things back. We are taking this sideline politically. Wala sabunde ngafo all the times, especially in the classmates. So ngafo. If you want to take a backseat in politics, then shut up when things are not going bad in the country. Shut up, because Ilawadiamo is not going to change anything. It's your right to, take a backseat. It's your right to decide. I don't care. Whatever comes your way, you will take it that way. The politicians are there, even though they might be ignorant. They might be there. So ila life, literally, ila life insurance, ila life safety, ila life everything is in the hands of the very illiterates that they are complete illiterates. Ila life ba wala blokan. Nitana sa dokon. Ye nyamato da mata da wasa dokon. Alkalo nyamato bisalfe. Almamo nyamato. Menu besado fana kono wal fana nyamato. Ite mo kende ma. Ita tage. Ikoye diamu. Lunta wal nada wasa dokon. Ikoye diamu. Iko alkalo iko diamu. Wale ko almamo iko diamu. Andu yalon ko alkalo ni angamo be nyamato let. Ite la fana nyamata wal bet. Ite la fana nyamata wal bet. Katira taro wo society nyin kono pour que society nyin ta ka tan kamalo la nyin kamalo ko nyamato ikamay ko di wala ite ko nyamato e ko diam ite la taro wo society nyin kono aman na fasado ando nyina sabuna alfal ni be duwala nyi alkabo ni be duwala ka fanyo ko ni mari fudude ka foy ko alma ila sorre fongoli jamano nafa ye society nafa ye kabilo nafa ye jamano jenna banko nafa duwanyin na nafa mu menti wolo nyindi ko membe bale bala idi wolom ke wolom ban fo musolo fo nyin kamala ko ala barako ase ala sate wo nafa folo ase ala suwo kono nafa badingol ase banko fana nafa miro la kuoto lintol ngawo soto manna nga kafu nyokan ka yeko nga miro fa nyokan na banko nyim bande he nimma boke don a problema ore ntolle tamu de andung amuka mu tanka yala muka mu tanka problem sifa ka muka mu tanka ha ate problem sifa muka mu tanka. We cannot continuously pontificate on our egos and in emotional. That shouldn't be. Ninkombo kila drum kapuo beletinya. Tumando is a different sort of, I mean, that's just human. It's normal. PDY is being told say la jana be say la jana. Ha. Esa falbe songo failan kanjana ba faile kanjana. But you know what? Don't let be more opposition what. Pontification on our egos, on our emotions. Anyana kadandula sotol. Nentu mumi ya lonka jarata nyela purunga nana benga nana nyokam. Nganyina everything na esa ebuso mfai nyinkanja nyimfanga. Nobody is paying esa for our tax. So our mbafala nyadile na level be esa fal kuo kala nyamen ani kana namo jo menu bloko no including Adam Barrow na la mo wolte clear no de kala no mo clienti mo kana namo jo Halifa Sallah bloko no. So Halifa Sallah, we have a very little things be Halifa George Lamella. Mukanna namojo alaji usenu bulokano. So we have a very little thing be alaji usenu mutalamen. But into benya nakambe muta kula bake wala mo Adam Barrow, and he is not doing any better. He's not doing anything for the Gambian people for 8 good years, including the smallest of the thing. And at least in a Gambian context, people would live in a little bit better way. Wala mo nyiti ko kamola balunya nyen kawfale. Adama is not doing it. He can't. Sanji say amakeno Adama takeno. Ndol opposition many alonko. Ite opposition party. Ite the killingo. Ite mokela na mojo ni opposition doya. Wofana mokala na mojo ya. Alboka jo blado. Albe mokala na mojo blado. Alka jo damendo. Wala nyana kakala common enemy. Wala mo Adama Baroti. Memuna kela note for us to defeat our common enemy. That should be our question. That should be our talking point. We must come together to create that force. Bennawo common enemy ni ba malaman saya ni bananyadil. Whatever differences we can manage those things, but we must make sure that the country starts moving now. Banko fasa that the purkata sai. Banko be siri na Gambia be siri na birakan tuma. Ano dalilo na muwat wala mo Adam Barrow la masakundat. So I call on all the opposition figures, all the opposition supporters, purunganan together. Let's come together. Nananga force new form. Forming an alliance with Adama Barrow is not an excuse for any opposition figure. What do you have that you can tell Gambians? Even Munakela know what possibly it is a non for no, Mealongo is going to be positive. Memwila possible reason to join Adama Barrow. We are tired of hearing this is in the interest of the Gambia. In the interest of the Gambia, for what? What can you do? What can you do there? Is Adama going to step down? President? That is only if Adama going to step down and make you the president. Gambians will have the belief that definitely, okay, there is a hope since you are going to be the president as an opposition figure. Unless but no one can, you just going to be Adama Masakunda, probably not even as a minister. So what are you telling us? What impact can you make? What impact can you make? My party that again. My party just went there as a militant. What impact can he make in Adama Masakunda? You ask yourself that question. Does it make any sense to them? What impact does it make? It is Adama Masakunda. Minister that is in the interest of the Gambia. In what sense? What impact can you make? You have no decision-making role. You have no vote in terms of cabinet. You have nothing. Even only to add numbers on the number of votes Adam Barrow mentioned. Does that make any sense? Fati kunangkol ni jumala fungu sana kunangkol. Al honorable mai fati kumandi. Ala fakana kamfa. Ala kumandi al sana wolle mati. Ala kumandi ali honorable ali afai ko ay sabar ay nanang ay na join grand coalition ko. Ay na join UDP ng Adam Barrow la masakunda bonde. Nyanganios jele ay memfo. Bangola kuo wala sabu atat. Okay, very fair, very fair. But saying afela ameta, you know, moment fenge. So therefore, anyan na kamurun na sister jaray. Alita my fati no kam. Sana bundang kolu, hydra kundang kolu. This is your task. Alita my fati no kam. Alia fay ko bangola interest ni memulangan yoti. Among afela mama fa no de. Saying besan balal. He must come. All of them, all of us must come together and form a grand coalition against Adam Barrow Masakunda. It's a sunyaro kenyawunya and which I know they are trying. But yala ni ala wato sida. Mumukan nature cheat no. Nature, timaka cheat no. Niwa wato yin sida kasile. We've had that story in 2016. Some 300,000 votes was gathered to be used at the IEC. But you know, when God decides, when God decides, Pogake final decision on that. Alama allow everything. He used somebody, Mayor Betinya, and then the dreams of the Gambian people came true. That is to end Ya Jamela Fenyakala dictatorship. The same is going to happen. They will do their plans. They will be planning, and then God will be planning too. Alabata Fero cake and it will not be a Fero cake and Alabala Fero cake. The Alapareta water mena. Wala Fero ni mola Fero Mukataki no yola. Ye Fero Memphonlandi, a Kenyan and the Walla Fona. Ye Fero Memphonlandi. Kunung Eko Fero Menkeno, Faka Puke no ye. Ika Contani. Ning Ala Fero na water mena. Ila Fero Kunu Menke Contani. Be Wakake Coroleti. So ala baraka baket badan de janna kando man som kay kando man som be programme o nyimba dan de janna to politika wado si dal sain kay mo wati politiko lo fedan ni ba flo ko binala kan register Gambia mo mo yawan kay be diaspora janne. This time around it shouldn't just be da kono ko moti dama. We must go to the Gambia and register ngananam ning fongo sita ning carte fayo sita. We go and vote. This is the plan and this is what we all have to do. We must go to the Gambia and register. We go and vote. Malong for the America Mafon will be sacrificed but I think you can plan it from now against the elections. Almost 9 months begin. So you can plan 4 trips. Tofro for the registration and Tofro for Katrefayo. Maybe Katrefayo for Benila monthly holiday nyim fon fele nyin do nyi just 1 week probably yeta rek ye ko kada ke nanam then ila monthly 1 month fongo nyin holiday nyin ya bendi 4 time on fe so yeta yela 1 month be ke 4 o be ta ga continue la je ngapa December state house nanna benda kin follow do je si se wutol go dati je adam baro la fonko la wot kolcho la wot so si se wututi je falol men yalon ko je janyandi jana na traki dol muro ndije Gambia move. This is what we supposed to do. This is what we supposed to do. Bari ala barka bake na albe konton bake jibe lalu ala barka bake alama na benjam ko take wati ko don ning abada ala bala mbe programo ning badanda janadu bari inshallah sama fana minala mbe programo kala mbe interview jama balel organize ka min yalon ko it's going to be like a marathon interview ba katalale ngawul fana be sambali nanjang be pari la fana na system ul fana mudangi fankani do mandinke ala baraka bake by 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒆𝒔 registration or ima announce follow but it's going to be some months before 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒏 ima announce follow we are all waiting for registration onye because this time around konga fo nyameng we are all going to the Gambia to register we are all going to the Gambia to vote. This time around, it's not just going to be our support in various ways, but we are going to vote in person in the Gambia. You can deny Gambians to register in diaspora here, but you cannot deny Gambians to go to the Gambia and register there. So we will go to the Gambia, we will register. Mbidalagi mbakateo nying ba faila, mbe adambaru la masakunda nying na wulinya nying ba jala, abe fundila. Ulfon be jawi ala bet. But that is what is going to happen. So ala baraka bake, ala masudu todia.